Hi, I'm Dr. Bethany Lee, and I just wanted to briefly introduce myself, tell you a couple of things about the class and what to expect. And this is my office. I'm based out of the Westville campus, but I live in Valpo with my kids, and I'm happy to meet people on either campus. If it's a Tuesday or Thursday, I will have my kids with me, so just heads up. I have a busy life outside of this, just like all of you guys do. This course will be kind of a combination of, well, we'll have one live lecture a week. We will be hopefully finding a time within the next week or so. Those won't really probably get started until next week. But we'll hopefully be finding a time that most of you guys can meet online at the same time so that we can have more of a conversation, ask some questions in real time, and not have everything done just completely asynchronously. I think that there's a fair amount of value to being able to talk about stuff even if it's not necessarily in person. So I'll be sending out a doodle in just a little while. It's 1 o'clock ish on Monday afternoon, and so by this evening you should receive the doodle poll so we can try to find the right time. Most of the participation grades in this class will be discussion threads, journals, and maybe a couple of other minor things like that. All of the homework assignments and the discussion threads, journals, all of those are going to be graded on what I call a good faith participation basis. And that just means that, or a good faith completion basis, I apologize. But that just means that you are doing things and clearly trying to go with the spirit of the assignment, trying to complete it correctly. And so even if you don't quite get it right, it's designed to be a practice assignment, a discussion assignment, a participation assignment. And so as long as you've done your best and clearly, attempted to meet the requirements of those assignments, then you'll get full credit for them. On the other hand, the major unit assignments are graded based on rubrics, and those rubrics will reflect the different elements of those assignments that we've been working through in class and discussing in the live lectures. So those won't be on a completion basis, as you might imagine. About 70% of the course comes from the major unit assignments. You will be allowed to revise at least one of those at the end of the semester. If you have accommodations of any kind, please let me know as soon as possible. Especially with online classes, I like to find some kind of alternatives for traditional accommodations, because most accommodations involve things like extended class time or stuff like that, and that doesn't really apply terribly well here. So some other accommodations might be in order for an online environment. Let's see. Oh, as far as submitting assignments goes, you can always, so I say in the syllabus that I don't take late assignments, and I don't, within reason. There will always be a 24-hour grace period after something is due. So if, something is due at 11:59 p.m. and you are still fighting with the file and panicking, it's going to be okay. You're still going to have time to get that in. As long as you get something in before the submission window closes or before the discussion thread is taken down, then you're safe. You're good to go. No points off. I'm not counting it late, even if Blackboard tells you it's late. I have deadlines set up on Blackboard so that people know when things are due, but I want to give a little bit of grace period, a little bit of time after that. When we're talking about peer editing discussion threads, those are going to, those particular discussion threads are going to be available actually longer than the grace period, just so that you can go back and look at your peers' comments on things even after something is due. So that's the one exception to that. The rest of everything else will be it'll close about 24 hours, give or take. Well, never take. Sometimes I leave something open for like 36 or 48 hours, especially if I feel like it's been a particularly difficult assignment, or I see that people are still interacting about something on a discussion thread. I may leave that particular thing open a little bit longer. So those are a few just basic things to know. I'm pretty I'm pretty reasonable and fairly flexible as long as you let me know about things. I can't help you with things that you don't tell me about. So contact me as soon as you know that you have an issue with something, and we'll try to work something out, okay? Trying to think if there's anything else that I need to add here. It's the first time I've done one of these, so I feel like there's a lot of pressure to get it right. I should have made a script and I didn't do that. But I'm excited. Like I said, I've taught hybrid classes, but I haven't taught fully online classes, so this is new for me. And I'm excited to see what happens. I'm always fascinated by the way that people interact differently when we're not actually in person. I feel like it kind of it cuts off a lot of cuts off almost entirely the nonverbal elements of communication, of course, but I find that people open up in different ways and it promotes different ways of thinking when you're working online. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that happens and how that plays out with all of you guys. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and we will be finding a time to meet for those live lectures very soon. Thanks.